What can we expect from Harley Davidson in 2025? Watch this video. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So, what can we expect from Harley Davidson next year? 2025 is just upon us. Harley Davidson are poised. They are poised to pounce with the launch of their motorcycles, all their products in their January reveal. So, what can we expect from the company, from their motorcycles, from their equipment? Now, I've made videos in the past when I've talked about their narrowing of the field in many ways, in terms of they're not going to offer so many different variables or different variances of the big bikes in terms of the Taurus. They're just going to offer packages. And I still believe that's going to be the case. Road Glide, Street Glide, but they're going to offer different packages where you can order whatever you want at source or at the dealership as well, if you can find a dealership that isn't closing, of course, these days. Now, what these price points are going to be, well, we'll have to soon find out for 2025. But as long as they don't get too expensive, then they might still have a decent market share, certainly in the United States, maybe around Europe and maybe not so much. But if they're offering bolt-on packages in many ways, or packages that can be set up at a dealership, then this not only helps the dealerships, gain in more work, but also it offers the customer a certain amount of flexibility. They can buy a bike that they want, a base model, a true base model, and then just buy a different package to suit whatever their riding needs are. So I still think that that's going to be the case. And I still think there's going to be variances in the Softail lineup as well. Now, we are kind of expecting possibly another Revolution Max engine bike. There's talk of a Sportster. There's talk of a new era of a Sportster, whether that will materialize as well. Many people are suggesting that 2024 was a big year for Harley Davidson in terms of the bikes that they offered and the types of bikes they offered. So there won't be that much for 2025. My feeling here is that they're going to consolidate in many different areas. And they have to consolidate. They have to narrow the field in some areas. But if they don't come out with anything new or anything substantial, then it really is going to be flatlining for Harley Davidson. Not in terms of their company performance so much, but in terms of just overall enthusiasm. So of all the problems that they've had over the last sort of 6 months in terms of reducing sales, in terms of bad PR, in terms of, all the sorts of things that have been going on with, they need something here. They need something that is going to boost the customer base, is going to get everybody's juices flowing. And they need to do it on motorcycle and they need to do it on price. And if they can achieve that with a bike, then most people would probably not even take note of everything else that's going on with Harley Davidson, and certainly not even take note of all the big price points, all the different options that they've got. When they can see bikes or new bikes that are coming in, you think, yeah, I can see where Harley Davidson is going with this. Namely, if they produce a Sportster that looks really cool. Now, will they do this? I have no idea. I mean, there's no indication from Harley Davidson to say that they're going to do anything of the sort. There were strong rumors a couple of months ago, and there have been strong rumors about the packages that they're going to offer as well. But there's nothing concrete. Now, obviously, we're going to wait until January to find out. But what of the company themselves? Are they going to change direction? Are they going to have a change of personnel? Is there going to be a change of the CEO? Well, many would believe that this is the only thing that they've got to do. They've got to change what they fundamentally represent as a company, and they've got to fundamentally change who they are as a business and what products that they sell. They've got to move with the times, but they can't just keep on doing the same stuff, and they can't keep on trying to sell to people who don't want to buy their motorcycles. Now, you could sell those bikes to people who would want to buy your motorcycles if you just address the prices. Now, they've already kind of done it, or dealerships have kind of done it already. They've been dropping the price of a £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, dollars, shekels, whatever it is. But this is more to do with there's way too much stock in the dealerships. I always say, if you want to buy a motorcycle, buy it from a dealership. If a new one, buy it from a dealership on the run up to Christmas. That's when the prices are going to come down. And indeed, they're trying to shift stock now. So if you want to get a deal on a 2024 bike, let's say, even 2023 that they still haven't shifted, this is the time to do it. You're going to save yourself quite a few pennies. But in terms of selling new bikes 2025, well, if they can't even sell the tail end of 2023 bikes and they've got a glut of 2024 bikes, that's not a good sign, is it? That's not a good sign. So they have to change something within the company. They have to win back a lot of hearts and minds, and they have to appeal to so many different types of rider now. And you kind of ask the question, well, Harley Davidson, that company anymore? Are they the kind of company that can recover? I made a video recently about a potential issue with tariffs that may be imposed by Donald Trump. Now, this could be a good thing or a bad thing from Harley Davidson. It really depends how it plays out. And I tried to stress that in the video. But that's not the only problem that they have. It's about the global economy. It's about things that I've been talking about for the longest time in terms of price point, in terms of the kinds of motorcycles that you produce, in terms of what the motorcycling public out there, what they want. Now, Harley Davidson is always going to have a massive following. It's always going to have, a fan base out there. This is not disappearing. This is not going anywhere. But those people who are fans, those people are reducing in number in terms of the ones that are going to buy brand new motorcycles. We're not talking about used motorcycles. We're not talking about 2023 bikes, 2024 bikes. For the company, those bikes have already gone. They're not going to generate any more money, but unless they're a brand new unsold motorcycle. But in terms of 2025 bikes, if they don't sell those bikes, then there's only one way this company is going. So if Harley Davidson, as a management structure, have not addressed this, and not making waves or not making plans to bring out new products or change things or address the fundamental issues or answer the questions that people want answering, it's not going to be good for Harley Davidson. It's not going to be good for them when you can see other companies moving with the times and evolving and changing and doing things slightly differently and bringing bikes to market that people want to buy or people may want to aspire to buy. Now, you could argue that the American market, the biggest market, is the market that Harley Davidson from now on should focus on. They should just do away with the rest of the world markets because either they're too expensive for foreign markets, people are not going to buy them, or people want to move in a different direction. Whereas the American market, that's where your loyal market is going to be. I totally agree in that respect. If that's what they want to do, fine. I will buy that. But the problem is the customer base in the United States is changing as well, and it has been changing for a long, long time. And in terms of the big motorcycle company that Harley Davidson are and have been, they're only going to shrink. They're only going to shrink. And this is not to say that they're going to go bust. I'm not saying that at all. But what it means is they will compress. They will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And they're going to have to do something like a KTM have done, a mass restructuring, a mass rethink of what they're doing just to avoid the inevitable. Now, KTM, that's another story in terms of overstretching themselves, in terms of not getting sales the way they wanted. And they're right on the verge here of a massive collapse. And this is what their restructuring is about. Harley Davidson could have so many things working against them, let alone tariffs and global economy. But the very nature of what they sell makes them an ideal target for failure. It makes them an ideal candidate for failure. Whereas the likes of KTM, they still sell a lot of small bikes. So, they could recover, they could restructure and change away and immediately bounce back a little bit. But Harley Davidson, if they don't offer this variety, which we've been talking about for the longest time, it's going to be a bad 2025. So what can we expect for 2025? You hope they're going to bring out one model or two models in January. You can expect there's going to be a narrowing of the availability of motorcycles or the amount of different models that they've got, and you just got packages. And yeah, there's going to be a bit of tech upgrades here and there, but essentially it's going to be much of the same unless they change fundamentally who they are. And the fundamental change may alienate themselves against the people who are still buying their bikes. That's the problem. They've got big issues here, Harley Davidson, for me. And I don't want to see them fail. I think but they need to address these issues. And if they don't, they're only going one way. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you expect from Harley Davidson 2025? What do you think they'll bring out in January? Are you hoping for 2 or 3 more bikes? Do you think the only bikes that they can come out are going to have to come from the Revolution Max bikes? Are they the savior? Do they need to bring out a 400, 500cc bike and bring those to the United States or to Europe? Is that the way forward? Or do they have to just bring out better Softails, better road glide, street glide, make these big expensive bikes? They're the ones that people want to buy. They're the ones that people want to aspire to. That's what they should focus on. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, just keep on watching the videos and I'll catch you again. Bye now.